we have a circuit in which all three components are compound. Normally, we have all the circuits in our household, in the industry, everywhere, where we have all the three together. Okay? Maybe the values are less or more. When a value is very, very small, we can say that part is not there. But to make resistance 0 is not possible, to make induction 0 is not possible, and to make capacity 0 is also not possible. Anything needs certain charge to increase its potential, that means it has a capacitance. So, one principle remember, that it is not possible to have a pure capacitor, a pure resistor circuit, or a pure inductor circuit. If resistor and inductor are very small values and capacitor is high, we can say it is a pure capacitor circuit. Similarly, any circuit which has only resistance, it must be having maybe very, very small value, but some induction and some capacitance will be there. So, we do not get pure values in nature, and everything has combination of all the three. So, this is very important in that way. Now, all three, resistance, inductor and capacitance, these three elements are in series, and we are applying AC in the form E is equal to E naught sin omega t. This keeps on changing. Okay. We know that in series, at any given instant, current is same. Let us suppose at any instant the current here is I. If I is the current, and here also I will be the current, here also I will be the current, here also I will be the current. So, this current I represent this, and this will be same in all the three. This is I. Whether it is increasing, same, decreasing, same. Okay. If this is representation of I, what about E? Answer here, E will be equal to, E is what? Potential difference, because this is between the 2 points, I will write it V, potential difference, and here this will be I multiplied by R. Now, if V is equal to I upon R, when current I is there, then there is certain potential difference here which is equal to this, but in AC we also talk about phase difference. What is the phase difference when there is resistance? Answer, there is no phase difference when there is resistance in the circuit. If no phase difference, then I can write V here. This is V across resistance. Now, in case of inductor, V is developed. How much? V about inductor is how much? Answer, XL multiplied by current. This was V. How much is that? V will XL into I. If this is I naught, then this will be V naught, maximum value. How much will be that? This one, what is its phase? What I want to ask, what is its phase? Is it in the same phase? Answer is no. In the inductor, V always lead and I always lag. So, I is lagging, V is leading, V should be here. How much angle? Pi by 2, that is 90 degree. So, here I make this. This is VL, which is equal to XL, and how much is the phase difference? Pi by 2. This is VL. Now, in case of capacitor, how much will be the potential difference? Answer, potential difference is equal to XC multiplied by I. And how much is the phase difference? In this case, I is leading and V is following it. V is lagging. So, here is this. This is VC. Okay. This is distribution of potential difference across all the three. So what is common? I is common, so we have taken I same, but we cannot guarantee that V will be common. So V develops this, this and this. Now what will be the resultant? We already know the resultant. This is the V which is divided in all these three. So sum of all these three V should be this. For the maximum value, sum of maximum V, sum of maximum will be equal to E naught. Therefore, we can write that VR maximum plus VL maximum plus VC maximum is equal to E naught with phase. Now if we want to add them, we cannot add them arithmetically or algebraically because they are at different phases. Then how to add them? For adding them, we may make a phasor diagram and take help of it. Okay, first I take the help of direction of current because this is same in all the three. So I make a basis and that is this. Okay, then where is VR? Answer, this is VR. This is VR. Where is VL? This is VL maximum. And VC 90 degree behind VR. 90 degree behind VR. This is VC. This is lagging by pi by 2. This is leading by pi by 2. Okay. Now, VR, VL, VC. We want to add them up. To find out what? E naught. Where is that? How much is that value? This we can measure, this we can measure, this we can measure, and with all these three we can find out E naught, how much that should be. So when we do the addition of these three, we find that these two are in one line. So in step 1 we add these two. How do we add these two? This is 20, suppose this is 20 and this is 5. This is in negative direction and this is in positive direction. So out of this length, we cut this much length. Say this equal to this and we cut it. How much is this cutting? This is equal to VC and now this is VL, this is minus VC and this is our result. How much is this result in magnitude? Answer, VL minus VC. So these two are added because this is positive, this is negative. When we add it, it becomes small and we get this as resultant. What is this? VL minus VC. Okay. Then this is the third one, VR. VR. Now from 3 there are 2 and adding the 2 at right angle, we know it very well. To make a rectangle that is perpendicular, that is parallelogram, and make the diagonal of the parallelogram. This is addition of these two. So this is addition of these two. We add this, we get it. So this is addition of all the three. But we know addition of all the three voltage across this, voltage across this, voltage across this. Addition of all the three is equal to what? E naught. So this is representing what? E naught. This is E naught. This is VR. This is VL minus VC. If I want to make it in a triangle form, then this is equal to this. I will make it here. And how much is this? VL minus VC. So This is VR, this is VL, this is VC, voltage across them, and if I join them like this, then I get this resultant which is equal to E naught. So this is a right angle triangle which represent the different phases and the values of voltage across resistance, voltage across inductor, voltage across capacitor, and the peak voltage of the AC. They are related like this. We see depending upon the value of VL, VC, an angle is developed here, phi. And this depends on how much is VL and how much is VC. Maybe VC is large and VL is small, then this line will come here, phi will be negative. Maybe both are equal. If both are equal, then this line will be here only, this phi will be 0. If VL is very large, then this phi will be very large. Okay, so this is one triangle representing all the voltages. Now suppose all the three voltage I divide by R. I divide by a similar quantity I, current. VR divide by I. VL divide by I, XL. VC divided by I will be XC. Now in a triangle, if we divide all the three sides with the same quantity, their ratio will not change and we get another triangle. And how that other triangle will appear? That other one will appear simply like this. This is the direction of I, same direction. So VR divided by I if VR is divided by I, we get R. If VL minus VC divided by I and I, we get here XL minus XC. And this angle remains same, phi. So we are using three components, X, L, C. All of these three are making an opposition, R, XL and XC. These three faces are related according to this phasor diagram, and in this phasor diagram this length represent R, this represent XL minus XC, and this is resultant. Resultant means what? Addition. Addition means what? Total. So this is opposition, this is opposition, this is opposition. What does it represent? Total opposition. And this is what we are searching for. What is the total opposition of this current, of this circuit? Total opposition of this circuit is this. And this we give a name, we call it, we give a symbol Z. And we give it a name. What does it do? It decreases the current. It impedes the current. So we give it a name, impedance. And here is your first introduction with this word impedance. Impedes, which impede the current in AC circuit. Okay. This is resultant of resistance. This is this is inductive reactance, capacitive reactance. All are individually decreasing the current, opposing the current, and their sum is Z. How much should be its value? The answer is Z is equal to, geometry tells us, this is value of impedance. What are the components we are using? We are using R, L, C and supplying this. We know omega, we know L, we know C, we know R. We can calculate XL, we can calculate XC, and then XC, XL and R, all these three combined by this formula, we give the value of Z. There is another way of finding this Z. And what is that other way? That's very easy. The Z is opposition to the current, and opposition to the current is given by E upon I. So E naught upon I naught is equal to Z for the complete circuit. And what is the value of Z? This is the value of Z. So please remember, what is impedance? Impedance in a circuit is total opposition to the current in AC circuit. Okay. Then what is the value of impedance with respect to elements? This is the value with respect to three elements. What is the value of Z with respect to potential difference and current? This is the relation of impedance, potential difference and current. Then what should be the unit of impedance? Again, it is opposing the current, so unit of Z is again ohm. Symbol O. So this is unit of impedance. Now this is angle of what? This is direction, this is phase of current, and this is phase of E naught, and this is the phase difference. If this is the phase difference, then what is the equation? We can always write equation of E and I is equal to I naught sine omega t. Here this is behind how much? Phi minus phi. But if capacitor is larger, if XC is larger, then this resultant will be on this side, In that case, phi will be negative and this will be positive. So this is, yes. So I is equal to I naught sine omega t plus minus phi. This is current in RLC series circuit, to which we are applying E, how much? E naught sine omega t. At t time, E having the phase omega t, at the time t, I is having the phase omega t plus minus phi. How much is this phi? Okay, we will find that phi here. Here is the phi. Here is the phi. How can we find phi? Answer is by trigonometric ratio. Cos phi will be how much? Tan phi will be how much? That gives us the value of phi. So if we want to write cos phi, R upon Z. This is equal to R upon Z. Z is this. R upon root R square plus XL minus XC whole square. This is cos phi. So this gives us value of phi if we find cos inverse of this. Now this is impedance. When impedance is minimum or maximum. Okay, one thing more. Impedance is opposition to current. But you say the inductive reactance is also opposition to current. Why don't we call that impedance? Answer is we do call it impedance. Then capacitor also oppose the current, that is also impedance. Resistance also oppose the current, that is also impedance. So impedance is a family name, it is a surname. This is resistive impedance, inductive impedance, capacitive impedance. This is total impedance. Similarly, for all alone inductor, it has got L, that is coefficient of induction. It has got L omega, that is XL, that is reactance. This is inductance, this is reactance, and This is also known as impedance. Reactive, this is inductive impedance. This is capacitive impedance as well as capacitive reactance, both names. And this is C alone is capacitance. So don't get confused. C omega, both are different. L omega are different, and impedance is a family name. Okay, so this is all about impedance family. Now this impedance can be minimum or maximum. There are certain conditions of that, and in the next lecture we will see when impedance is minimum and when impedance is maximum. And please remember that impedance is something which decide the current, because current here I is equal to E naught divided by Z. If Z is large, I will be less, and if Z is less, I will be more. So this is impedance, and in the next lecture we will continue to see that when impedance is minimum, when it is maximum, what is its effect. Thank you.